This isn't a review. It's not a breakdown of mechanics or lore. It's something more personal. I want to tell you about a game I almost gave up on. A world that didn't click with me until suddenly it did. Cyberpunk 2077 wasn't just a game I played. It became something I felt. Its characters, its choices, its quiet tragedies, they stayed with me long after the credits rolled. This is a reflection, a slow walk through Night City, a story about connection, regret, and maybe even healing. So if you've ever come back to something and found it different, found yourself different, then maybe this video is for you. Cyberpunk 2077 should have been a game I loved. On paper, it had everything. A setting I adored, themes I'm drawn to, a city built on memory and metal, neon, smoke, concrete and dreams shattered and digitized. But for the longest time, it just didn't work for me. I tried to play it more than once, at launch, trying harder to battle the poor performance and bugs than I did enemies, then again after a patch, and once more when Phantom Liberty was announced, and the promise of something reborn dangled in front of me. Each time I booted it up with this quiet hope, like knocking on the door of a place I wanted to live in, but something always felt off. I'd make my V, step out into Night City and wait for it to grab me, wait for the electricity to hit. That unspoken moment where the world wraps around you and you forget you're playing a game. It never came. The opening hours felt like they were throwing systems at me instead of inviting me in. Combat that felt floaty, menus that felt like data dumps, dialogues that wanted me to care, but hadn't earned it yet. I remember walking the streets, doing small gigs, just wanting to feel something, waiting for it to click, waiting for a reason to stay. But the world felt more like a simulation than a story, like I was moving through it, but not part of it, as if Night City didn't know I was there, and didn't care either. And so I stopped, more than once, quietly, no grand uninstallation, just a slow, defeated exit. But despite all of that, despite never making it past Act 1, Cyberpunk stuck with me. Not in the way that a great story haunts you, more like a half-heard melody that you can't name, like a city you passed through once on the train, brief, blurry, unfinished. I couldn't explain it, but I couldn't delete it either. Over time I'd hear the voices, friends, players, strangers online, saying it had changed, that the game had evolved, that Night City had become worth returning to. But the truth is, I don't think it was the game that changed. I think it was me. When I finally came back, it wasn't because of patch notes or hypes. It wasn't because of Phantom Liberty or version numbers. It was because I had this quiet urge to step into a world one more time. Not to chase excitement, just to see if there's something there that I hadn't been ready to see before. Something waiting, quietly, patiently. Something I'd missed the first time. Night City doesn't care about you. That's the first thing I felt after coming back. It doesn't wait. It doesn't adjust. It doesn't notice. Whether you're watching, playing, ignoring it entirely, it goes on. And there's something strangely beautiful about that. I remember walking through the neighbourhoods, no mission active, no objective on the screen, just moving. And I heard a woman arguing with someone over the phone. I didn't speak the language, but the emotion was raw, frustration, fear, sadness folded into one-sided noise. I just stood there and listened. And this became a habit, eavesdropping into other people's lives, hearing their experiences and frustrations with life in the city. These didn't lead to a quest, they weren't scripted just for me. They just happened. Like the city was sighing, and I had happened to hear it. That's when it hit me. This world isn't performing for you. It just is. Most open world games try to make the centre. They throw you parades, hand you rewards, place you on a pedestal of power. But Cyberpunk, it barely notices you. There are moments in Night City where the game fades into the background, and suddenly you're not playing. You're just present, a ghost watching a city that's far too alive to care. So, I stopped fast travelling. I stopped skipping car rides. I started walking, driving, watching. I let the city take its time. And in doing that, I started to feel something I hadn't before. Immersion, not through excitement, but through stillness. The way the wind blew dust across a broken road in the Badlands. The way the neon light flickered in Pacifica like a heartbeat with arrhythmia. The way voices murmured behind closed doors in Norfolk. None of it asked for my attention, and maybe that's why it felt so real. I took a long drive out towards the outskirts of Watson. Just driving, no purpose. Radio on low, the sun starting to dip. And I thought, this isn't a game. Not right now. This is just being. And there's a strange kind of magic in that, a poetry. Not the kind you read out loud, the kind you feel in your bones. Night City, I realised, doesn't exist for you. It exists without you. And when you stop trying to shape it, it starts to show you what it really is. Not a playground, a place. Broken, beautiful, indifferent place. I didn't expect to care. Everyone seemed built for style, not substance. But then people happened. Jackie Wells, full of jokes, dreams, and bowls of noodles. He had a vision of being legendary, a name etched into Night City's mythos. But the truth, his real legacy wasn't in fireworks or headlines. It was in the weight of his absence. When he died, something shifted. Misty's quiet pain, Mama Wells' heartbreak, Victor's silence. Even V changed. Jackie didn't die a legend. He died loved. In a Night City that's rarer than chrome with a soul. Victor, the street doctor who never asked for thanks, quietly loved you beyond flesh and implants. He anchored me when everything else spun out. His calm, his grit, his kindness, it all made me pause in the city that never stopped moving. He never pushed, just listened, just stayed. Takamura, a man torn between codes. He carried honour even when Night City crushed every high-minded ideal. His loyalty was rigid, like samurai steel. But there were moments, cracks in his armour, that revealed a flicker of something human. His mission became mine, not because I believed, but because he did. Because someone still had to. Misty, lost in grief, but glowing with intuition. Helping her wasn't just about Jackie, it was about connection. I found myself returning to her, seeking something rounded. She didn't need saving, she just needed space to feel. She taught me that sometimes silence is the deepest kind of love. Judy trying to save Evelyn, and fracturing when she couldn't. Visiting Evelyn's grave, her grief haunted me for a long time. It wasn't just mourning, it was helplessness. And somehow Cyberpunk let me sit beside her in that helplessness without fixing it. Judy didn't want solutions, she wanted presence. Panam offering peace in chaos, driving through desert wind and nomad fire. She was always a little off-centre, a little too much for the city. And yet her world felt like a quiet rebellion. Time with her felt stolen from the noise. In those moments I imagined something softer, something freer. Delamain, an AI with fractured selves. Each cab with its own personality, paranoid, joyful, nihilistic. I felt oddly protective of them. They were splinters of a broken mind. They wanted identity, and maybe so did I. And Barry, the NCPD officer that I couldn't save, but who stuck with me for the entire game. His absence never left, a whisper in the background. A small reminder that Night City doesn't just kill, it forgets. And if we're not careful, so do we. Meeting them taught me something simple. This isn't a world of chance. It's a world of connection, and sometimes regret. In most games, choosing equals power. Here, choice feels more like gravity. You make a move and much later the weight hits. No rewind, no reset screen. Just absence. You choose trust and someone disappears. You show mercy and sometimes it's swallowed by a city that doesn't care. You try to do good and sometimes you're too late. The brilliance of this? Cyberpunk doesn't punish with stats. It punishes with space. Missing conversations, unsent messages, endings that just feel a bit colder. Still, I wouldn't change a single choice I made. They shape the story into something mine. Flawed, fragile, human. One choice still haunts me most. Barry. I meant to help, but got distracted by gigs and chrome and chaos. I knocked on his door too late and he was gone. That absence opened a crack in my complacency. A side quest I never finished became a hole in my world that I couldn't patch. It wasn't about winning, it was about showing up. And I didn't. Your choices aren't judged, they're lived. Triumph or regret, they stick. Cyberpunk didn't give me control, it gave me consequence. And in a world of games that bend to your will, that felt painfully honest. I came to understand that every fork in the road wasn't about strategy, it was about intimacy. How close you let someone get, how much of yourself you were willing to give. This is shown no stronger than sitting on the rooftop with Johnny and being presented with multiple routes, branches to finish a story, each with their own very personal cost. Someone is going to get hurt, someone you've grown to care about. I sat there for 15 minutes, literally 15 minutes, weighing up which route would hurt the least. Not just for me, but for the characters I'd spent my time with in Night City. And I've never experienced that feeling in a video game. I realised the power here wasn't in winning, it was in enduring and sacrifice. didn't expect an anime to change my game, but Edge Runners did. David Martinez isn't heroic, he's lonely. He wants to feel seen in a world that only notices utility. Why he falls hurts, because you feel the weight of that battled loneliness replaced by human connection come completely undone. His fall isn't cinematic, it's slow, gradual. It starts with Chrome and ends with silence. And when that silence comes, it doesn't feel distant, it feels personal. It feels like a warning. This show reframed everything. Every Chrome upgrade, every fixer, every Ripperdoc, questioning, what will you sacrifice just to survive? After watching, I walked through Night City differently. The glow of neon felt colder. I paused before each upgrade. I looked at V like I was trying to protect him from the same spiral. Post Edgerunners, I didn't want to chase legend. I wanted to protect V's humanity. Because this city doesn't remember legacy. It remembers noise. And I wanted mine to mean something deeper than desperation. Even Lucy's arc, yearning to escape to the moon, wasn't fantasy. It was survival. Her wish wasn't for glory. It was for quiet. And maybe that's all we want too. Just one quiet space. One moment of peace. I carried that into my game. Maybe it didn't change the ending, but it changed me. After the show, I finally understood what the city was asking of me. Not just to play, but to feel. I've played many games, loved many stories, but Cyberpunk earned me. It didn't glow instantly. It asked for patience, for discomfort, for listening. And when the payoff came, it felt earned. Not a jolt, but a lingering resonance. It wasn't about dopamine hits. It was about emotional ownership. Cyberpunk doesn't want to impress, it wants to connect. And now, I'm grateful that I let it. There's something oddly beautiful about the mess. Glitches, bugs, half-finished systems, they're there. But so is the heart. And the heart? That's what stayed. This wasn't a binge on my half. It was a return. A slow approach. A healing. I kept coming back to the city like someone checking on an old wound. And eventually I found closure in the very place I once walked away from. It became a metaphor, a mirror, a reminder that some things take time, not because they're flawed, but because we're not ready, and that's okay. This isn't a game that I finished, it's a world I lived in, and Night City waited for me to be ready. Some games are about power, others about excitement. This one was about timing. I had to be ready, not to win, to feel. Night City doesn't build heroes. It reminds you of how fragile you are. And I think that's beautiful. This city of neon and chrome hides quiet heartbreak in its corners. A whisper of you're still enough to hear. After the noise ended, I found myself sitting in silence, watching the rain, listening to buskers, staring at neon reflections in puddles. And then, grief for those I lost and those I left behind in the city. Peace for finishing what I once abandoned. And gratitude that Night City, wow, Night City waited. Maybe it wasn't the wrong game, just not the right time. But now that I've seen it, I don't think I'll ever forget it. Thank you, Night City, for waiting.